In 1979, Bette Midler earned an Oscar nomination for her performance in The Rose. But instead of taking off, her movie career took a nosedive. Midler's next film in 1982 was called Jinxed, and it bombed. Midler had her music to fall back on, but it was a low period for her. Here she is with Gene Shalit in 1983.
You really achieved an enormous amount. Yet you seem to be morose a good part of the time.
How do you know? Do I look morose to you? I'm on the upswing today. I'm having a good day. I do have my morose moments. I do. But everybody does. That's humanity, you know, when your blood sugar's low, you know, when things happen to you, you get morose, you're entitled. But I'm good, you know, I do rise above it. I do try to rise above it. And that's part of why people like me, you know, because they know I'm a real bouncer back. You know, I just I sink and then I bounce back.
Have you ever gone on stage in a personal appearance when you were feeling really, really low and just forced yourself to suddenly be flamboyant and energetic?
All the time. That's why they call it acting. I made a couple of great movies. Actually, I made 3 great movies, but only one was really seen widely. I made Divine Madness, which was a tour movie, a concert movie, which was pretty good, that a lot of people didn't see. And I made a picture called Jinxed, which nobody saw, which was pretty good. It had its moments.
Come on.
Come on what?
Jinxed was terrible.
It wasn't terrible. How dare you say it was terrible? I was fabulous in it. So? My name was above the title.
I remember.
Isn't that all that counts?
I remember my last line of that review.
What did you
say? I said how terrible it was, and the movie isn't even fair to Midler. But Ken Wall...
Entourage, get your stuff. We're going now. We've had it. That's enough. We've put up with enough of this nonsense. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. You saw it on a bad day. You read the bad press.
Yeah, I did see it on a bad day. They showed it.
I'm taken aback. I didn't think it was that bad. I saw it several times. But a beautiful setting for romancing, and the palms straight to and fro, and the island and it's so doggone handsome. They make you really, really, really know what it's like not to be left lonely, as they sing so soft and low.
What would it take to make you feel secure in this world?
A house that didn't leak. That's from number 1. A roof over my head that didn't leak. Good grief.
You wake up scared every morning?
No! Do you?
Yep.
You do? What are you afraid of?
I got to interview Bette Midler this afternoon. How am I going to do it?
But you're doing all right.
Well, you're doing all the talking.
I'm having fun.
Sure you are. Suppose you were arrested and you were condemned, and certainly you have plenty of reason to have been arrested long before this, and you were condemned, the end. What would you order for your last meal?
Oh, what an interesting question. What wouldn't I order for my last meal is the question. Well, I'd have everything. I'd order it all. I'd keep the food coming, see? So that way they wouldn't be able to execute me. See, I'd just be eating and eating. Hey, I'd eat my way into oblivion.
But what do you think of when I say marriage?
A marriage is swell. I think if 2 people are equals. But if one of them is the slave and the other one is the master, it's no fun. Unless that's what they're into, hey. But I'm not that kind of gal. I mean, I'd like a wife, too. You know, I'd like someone to clean up for me and do my ironing and stuff, cook the meals, have my babies. Who wouldn't? I think marriage is a partnership. You have to work at it. It must be awfully hard work. I've never been married. I've come very close. I've had relationships that resembled marriage very closely, but I never actually tied the knots.
Did you ever love a man for more than 3 years?
No, 3 years is tops. When the 3rd anniversary comes around, I say, well, it's getting that time again. I need that closet space. Boy, let me help you out. 3 years, I've been in love longer than 3 years. I never lived with anybody longer than 3 years. They kind of get fed up after 3 years, too. You know?
What kind of a man attracts you?
What kind of a man attracts me? I like a guy that's really funny. I like funny men. I almost don't care about anything as long as I'm not bored. You know, someone with energy and enthusiasm and great sense of humor. That's what I look for mostly. I like to laugh.
Bette Midler in 1983. In the next year, she would meet a man who would help turn her life and her career around. We'll continue our visit with Bette Midler over the years after this. The Divine Miss M, Bette Midler's nickname, and the title of her first album. In 1983, Gene Shalit asked Midler about the name and about a certain singer for the Rolling Stones.
Well, I was the kind of kid that always said, oh, darling, you know, and I am divine. You know, when someone, it was the man who ran the baths, Stephen Ostro, said, how shall I introduce you, one night? And I had thrown back a couple of stingers, and I said, tell them I'm divine. And he did.
And it stuck.
It stuck.
Mick Jagger.
Oh, Mick. Well, Mick, he is really sharp. Besides being a great songwriter with Keith Richards, he is a great songwriter. You listen to some of those songs. I can't believe he wrote them. He is so good. Of course, he won't give you nothing. To ask him to write a song for you, forget it. You can crawl. You can go on your hands and knees. You can bribe him. He will not give you one note. That's why you wind up, when you wind up singing a Stone song, it's always a cover. It's very, very rarely, unless it's a black act, because he loves black people, black musicians, and I think he feels that he has a debt to them, and indeed he does. I think every white singer that sings any kind of soul music at all owes a huge debt to black music. And so he pays a lot of attention to black acts, but he won't give a white girl with big boobs nothing, because I've asked him plenty of times. And he knows all about the business, and he's really into the business. I mean, he knows all about ticket prices and trucks and how much weight the trucks have to carry and units, and he's really sharp that way. Well, once I was in a closet with him and David Bowie, and it was at Elton John's party. It was quite a few years ago, and we put ourselves in this closet for about 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. When we came out, everybody wanted to know what we had talked about. Well, ticket prices, lighting people, booking, it was just business. It was really just a business conversation. I was more staggered than anybody because I kept my mouth shut the whole time and just let the big boys talk. And it was a real eye-opener. After that, I said, well, what will the trucks, how much will the trucks take? And are you sure this is the proper routing? And what ticket price do you think, He taught me a lot.